Trash to Cash Podcast, episode 65. I'm Dave, the NC Picker. With me, as always, is Kevin, the Commonwealth Picker, and C.
Just C today,
Just
guys.
C.
That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know.
The artist formerly known as American Arbitrage.
Yes,
He
the
used
artist.
to be all about like long names, and
No,
he said
but
some people copied him, and he's
played
mad at
out.
them.
I'm viciously furious is the word,
Yeah.
and I'm taking it back. It's all about minimalism. I don't want you to know who I am, where I'm from, what I'm doing, or anything about me. What's my name? You don't know.
He's a mystery wrapped in an enigma.
Yes.
All that
Wrapped it
minimalism. I remember people saying minimalism is going to kill eBay a few years back. There was a bunch of people complaining, I was seeing it and I was like, if eBay's been dead 500 times if you listen to everybody.
And then Funko is like, forget that. Here's a hot dog, man. Buy it. And then people bought it in droves.
There's no way we're mass going to minimalism. We're too far gone.
True. Very true.
Yeah,
sure.
Sorry, my daughter needed me, so I'm not sure what you're talking about, but
good
I
father.
also am a hoarder. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes, we're talking about Kevin's hoarding addiction.
No,
Yes,
no,
yes.
I don't have a hoarding addiction.
I went to a yard sale. I went to Orlando, okay, because I'm addicted
Florida?
to theme parks.
Mm,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
addicted to theme parks. I went over to Universal. I have the season pass, so it's like you just go over there whenever you want. And
You
into the
could
theme
probably
park.
be a full-time reseller if you just quit doing that and spending all that money.
That's a
true.
totally valid point, and I was thinking about it myself. I was like, if I had been listing all weekend, but I've been struggling with and I'm not like an overly depressed person, but I've been struggling with some sadness about having to go back to the day job after my break, after being sick, and I just wanted to treat yourself. I just wanted, like Parks and Rec style. Was that Donna? Is that her name?
Yeah, Donna.
She says, treat yourself, Tom. And I was like, I'm going to treat myself. And Tina went out of town, and so I had the kids
went by-
all alone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she went up to Connecticut, and so I just had the kids, and I was like, I'm going to take us out to Universal, and we're going to have a fun weekend, and I'm not going to stress. Because, I got to watch the kids anyway, so I couldn't really yard sale for long without them in the morning anyways.
Dave didn't want to watch
So-
the kids, so he's like, let's take them to the theme park.
Let's
Let
entertain
somebody
them.
else
Exactly.
watch them."
Let's entertain them, and that's exactly what I did. So you're right. It's a bad call, but
Well, it's not just you could have been listing. It's you could have been listing and you could have not spent $2,000,
yeah, I did not spend $2,000.
Almost.
$6,000.
Almost. Just on toast alone. You
Just
almost did.
on lounge flies. Just I drove away with a cart
That way,
full of
if
lounge
you're
flies.
going to Orlando, can't you just drive by Ryan Roots and just pay up front for those boxes and not have to do the shipping on top?
Dude, I still haven't sold any of that, and he didn't show up this week, probably because
Yeah.
he's scared.
Yeah.
I'm not
It
gonna.
might be fear. It might be fear.
He says he's gonna come next week, which will be cool. But
Maybe you'll sell something by
we'll see.
then.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I do think I'm in the wrong marketplace. A lot of what we do is we take something from one marketplace and put it in the right marketplace. I do not think eBay is really the perfect spot for these tees.
Yeah.
I think Grailed or some of these Depop's, these other places. That's where those, the vintage shirt
I
bros
don't know.
go.
I've sold. I mean, you're probably right. You're best if you put them in 3 or 4 places for that
Yeah.
particular thing. But put them on your Instagram. There you go.
Yeah, dude, Instagram.
I could,
Say,
but people
please
message
bail
me-
me out from this terrible buy. Right there on
I made a
Instagram.
mistake,
Put Ryan's
sad
face.
face.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
It'll sell. They'll sell.
Someone else actually who bought in his auction is in our Discord, okay? And they posted a worth point link, said, anyone look this up for me? And so I looked it up for them and gave them the value of it, right? And it was like $100 shirt, and they're like, dang it, because I guess they paid a lot more for it in their mystery box.
Hey, man.
Yeah,
But whatever.
Well, I mean, there's a difference in marketplaces. I'm sure. I mean, like
Well-
Etsy to eBay, you can get a premium on Etsy for all sorts of vintage
Yeah.
stuff you can't get on eBay.
And Dave, you're sure that's the same exact shirt, same size?
Well, it
same
was a
position?
5-year-old comp, so it's kind of
Oh, it
irrelevant.
wasn't.
Yeah.
It's kind of irrelevant.
That's
Really, it's
another
5-year-old
thing
comp.
about worth point. How valuable is a 5-year-old comp on anything?
I mean, just
A lot's-
inflation, you can add $20, $30 to that, right?
A
I
lot's
mean-
changed in the last 5 years. 5 years ago, the Seattle Kraken NHL team didn't even exist, and now they're everywhere.
You mentioned Etsy, Carrie, and I was watching Good Mythical Morning. It's a YouTube channel that I watch sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And they did this mystery box thing where they bought a bunch of mystery boxes from around the internet, and the challenge was that the contestants had to figure out or guess how much, or actually they bid on these mystery boxes, and whoever got like the most profit in their mystery box buy won the game. And a lot of the mystery boxes they're buying are from Etsy, right? Like you were saying, Etsy, and these things are so dumb, like 90s box, right? And it's just the crap you found that's worth like $3, right? Like the Rugrats eraser, right? It's like
What's
just
wrong
all
with
this.
That's actually a great idea.
Well, and I
Are they
watched it.
designed
Well,
for
this is
resellers?
I'm getting to something. No. These are for collectors, right? This is why it's
well,
cool. I'm getting to
yeah.
a point here. So my point is, I looked at this stuff, and as a reseller, I know what I would pay at a yard sale. I'm pretty confident of what I could get on eBay. And I look at this thing, and I'm like, oh man, okay, so that total on eBay value is about $28, I would say, for everything they got. And they're like, and this is the 90s Nickelodeon box. We paid $125 for it. And I'm like,
Okay.
what?
Okay. So
This is a flip idea.
yeah,
It is. It's a great
that's
idea.
funny when you just start talking about this because I've been thinking for a while of doing not really a mystery box, but like just taking the number 7 box, Carrie, and filling it up with stuff. And my idea was to sell that box, auction it off, and take all
the stuff
well, I
you
don't want
can't
to tell
sell that you're
total secret here. I've
sitting
got
in your death pile.
a bit of a secret. Let's just say that I want to sell. Yeah, well, kinda. Not really death pile stuff, but just stuff that's like not really, perfect to list on its own. It's not worth $10-12. It's worth like $4. And it's like, but you put it all together. I like the idea of the decade theme though. I really like that.
It actually is a really good idea.
Dude, and they had other mystery boxes. This whole episode was full of like interesting knowledge. Someone bought a Beanie Baby bundle, right? They got a Beanie Baby mystery box with like 25 Beanie Babies, and they paid $100 for it. And they were like, they don't know the value of it. They're just looking for mystery boxes.
It's all about the packaging and the marketing, though. Like I could see if you are some yuppie from San Francisco. No offense to yuppies from San Francisco.
They're literally yuppies from Burbank.
Yuppies.
Same idea.
Or whatever. Yeah, like
Santa Barbara.
Yeah, if you have $100, you get 25, and it's just like entertainment cost. It's like
they're
going
hugely
out to a
wealthy.
movie or
Like
whatever.
it's no big deal for them. They're doing their YouTube where they get like 10 million views a video or whatever.
Exactly.
It's like, yeah, let's just buy
I'm
these
liking
mystery
it.
boxes.
I'm stealing this idea. I'm making number
It's
7
not
boxes.
bad.
I'm putting 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s on them, and I'm going to jam them full. As soon as they're full, I'm going to sell them.
Yeah, and just
But I'm not
sell
going to
them.
do. I'm not going to.
You're
going
gonna
to
do an
mystery
auction, though.
box reseller $100. What? I'm not doing that. I'm doing it cheap. I think Carrie, I might have told you what I was doing with this. I might have. You probably forgot. But I've got an idea. I think we're going to do it. It's going to be fun.
Well, and you got that big vintage haul of love toys too that you could do, all from the 70s.
I told you not to talk about it, Dave.
Yeah,
You bought it from Carrie, so I don't.
I'm in Vegas now, so I'm next to at least 40 different love store locations right now. So I
Used
can filter
good
this out to
condition.
you guys.
Dude, you
Used
should go
good
dumpster
condition.
diving. How would Carrie get all those diseases?
That is a million view video. I can see the thumbnail now. Just
Dumpster diving Adam and Eve.
That's funny. Setup. I got one of those. You see, you would get ripped for setting it up. I got a ton on Facebook, lady. This is such a setup, whatever. And my reply was, I've made over 1,000 videos. How expensive would it be to set up these videos? But I'm getting a lot of that lately.
I can't even afford to pay someone to edit my videos, let alone set up a whole video.
Seriously.
People, I mean,
doesn't make sense. Well, and Kevin, I mean, we do all wonder, are you ever going to take the advice of thousands of viewers that want you to stop making 32-minute videos?
No.
Like, it's just 32 is just his number now. It's like, it's got to be 32
true.
or bust.
Let's look at this. Okay, today's video is 28:57.
Yeah, but it felt 4 minutes too short.
it felt like a good hour and a half. If I'm being honest.
26:16, 28:45, and then the Commonwealth Classic videos are in there, and they're following the instructions, but they don't get the views, and they're in the teens.
Yeah, you're doing like a Full House episode with the commercials on top. That's a lot of time you're asking for people.
Hey, Ben.
Yeah.
But it still just blows my mind to understand. Oh, and then I get feedback from people saying that I shouldn't have posted that because the person might not have wanted it posted or whatever. I'm like, they posted it on social media. They clearly wanted it posted.
What do you mean you shouldn't have posted that? I don't understand the context.
Like,
there.
I'll take somebody's, what they posted, and then I'll screenshot it and I'll go put it on Instagram. And now what you're talking about?
Oh, you mean
like
their comment?
Their comment. And they're like,
gotcha.
so no, you shouldn't repost people's comments and whatever. I'm like,
Well, they put it in the public sphere.
Exactly.
It's their problem. They can eat it.
I don't understand. Jeez.
Yeah, once you post it on my video, I can put it wherever I want.
I figure
That's
like,
how I look at that.
I'm doing them a favor. Isn't that what they want? They want to be seen. And then I get that too. Oh, you shouldn't do that. They want to be seen. Oh, you shouldn't do that. They don't want to be seen. I think, all right, whatever. And
yeah, so
speaking
this,
of, all right, go ahead.
we could even call this episode the "We're now only selling mystery boxes" episode.
Oh, I'm sure that'll
that's
give us a
it.
good revenue. Listen, I'm not doing mystery boxes for resale or whatever. I'm doing it for fun. You'll see. This is gonna work.
Well,
It's
these
gonna be
weren't
fun.
for resale though. I think that's the key thing. Is there's like they had a geode mystery box with like little geode rocks in it. That was way more than you'd pay just buying those geodes.
Honestly, I think
like,
a thoughtfully curated themed box, whatever that theme being,
Well, let's not
without
get
the
over.
promise,
I didn't say
of
thoughtful.
making money. Well, yeah, but maybe BRM can put it together.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
somebody else from your family can
she
put that
would do
together.
like
Steve,
the 90s.
somebody who
spot.
usually does the work around there. One of them.
yeah, yeah, makes sense.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. This is gonna be fun. I got it. You guys gonna watch it. You've seen junk drawer have you seen drunk? Have you seen?
Speaking of drunk, no.
Oh, okay. Have you seen junk drawer lots before?
Yeah,
I've sold
eBay.
some before.
Yeah.
Like legit, I've like taken my junk drawer where I throw stuff that I never do anything with, and it's like, and I just like, here's a lot, put it out there, see what happens.
It's a good idea. I need to do more of that. I have a lot of knick-knacky stuff. Like that's
All right.
not worthless, but it's not valuable.
So Carrie, here's the idea. I'll just give you an idea. It's not the one I'm going to use. I've got a couple, but take it and put it in your whatnot as a buy it now and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Actually.
And then just put one in every show.
That's a great idea.
And then
I'm gonna
put
do
your
that.
card
I'm gonna do
in
that
it,
Tuesday.
Nice.
So, and just to make it a thing, right? And it's
Consider
curated
yourself
by
on the
American
path to 400 or
Arbitrage.
500,000 on whatnot. Doing this.
This is what I'm looking for, guys. I'm looking. I don't want to be one of those $300,000 a year sellers anymore.
Yeah. But you have to put something personal in there. You got to put your socks in there or something.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, dude, yeah.
All right, here's an
example. I
example.
usually sell those on Feet Finder, but I could do it.
90s girl goodie box. Okay, this is a pencil case that someone's selling on Etsy for $25. It's 40% off. Good deal. If you look at what's in it, it's a Beanie Baby, a little like bead thing that you can make, some hair clips, literally an Airhead and a fruit roll up are taking up a majority of this box.
Are
Kevin.
they 90s fruit roll ups though?
I don't know. A Hello Kitty
to
pin. Oh look, there's a little. What's that? Ren from Ren and Snippy. Oh, and one of those little pencil things. I mean, this is. But you know what? The buyers are happy. Because it's like, hey, this was a cool put together box that had a bunch of stuff. My kid got to go through, and they were excited. And for $25, why not?
Like
it's a why not.
Who
price.
wouldn't buy a Commonwealth picker box? Like the Commonwealth picker box.
Yeah.
There's just like a random Tupperware lid, like a fanny pack, like just some cut off, tie dye, ripped up shorts, jean shorts, tickets to some obscure country concert nobody's ever heard of.
An ashtray.
Well, listen, have we cracked it? Because I know a lot of resellers have tried to sell reseller boxes and gotten flayed for it. So maybe the key is to do these non-reseller boxes. Like, you will definitely not make money.
No,
you will lose money.
This is an experience. I thoughtfully curated this out of my madness and enjoy. That's how it's going to be.
So I looked up, I look up my own videos sometimes because I want to get a screenshot
because you're old
of it.
and you forget.
Yeah, you love to.
Because I want to get a quick screenshot of it.
I get it.
So I can put it on Instagram, and I looked it up. I typed in Commonwealth Picker, and somebody did a video about me, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is like Dave and Dave slamming whatever. But somebody has, here is it's Rad Relics, which used to be John. So Nevermore
Antiques, yeah.
And it was something Show Me Pickers for a while, right?
Yeah,
and so I see this. I type in Commonwealth Picker, and it says "scumbag reseller," and I'm like, that looks like my comment in there. And sure enough, it's in there. Wow. And he did a video, and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on here? So I gotta,
he clickbaited you in. Well done.
Well, no,
it was 3 days ago. This is new.
Yeah.
I have to go. I want to watch that.
Okay, was it positive on you or negative?
So,
I know you watched the whole thing 3 times.
I would say mostly positive. Mostly positive. It was very. I mean, he was kind, generous. So
what is the Commonwealth Picker garage sale controversy that he wants to talk about?
So it was the comment. Somebody called me evil or something in one of my Instagram tweets. Like, you're ripping off old people. You're trying to get something for $2 when they want $4.
Okay.
This is what I hate about people like you, whatever. And I put a pretty long comment. Normally I just make something kind of snarky and move on. It's kind of funny, because it doesn't really bother me. But this one it was New Year's. So I used that as my New Year's Instagram to just say, hey, to all the resellers, we're in this together. Don't listen to this crap. It's kind of whatever. Yeah. And it was just funny. So he took that and did a video about it. But he did have quite a few things wrong at the end. He's like, that he was making the assumption that I was trying, I think he was anyways, that I was trying to get a better deal at garage sales because it was good YouTube content. And I'm like, no, I'm like, if anything, it's probably bad YouTube content. Yeah. I said, I'm doing it because I'm cheap. I'm trying to save a buck. I mean, that's the truth, right?
Yeah.
So
I was at a yard sale this weekend where I was haggling with someone. I'm like, I shouldn't be haggling. People are going to yell at me for this. Like, it's bad YouTube content to haggle.
Yeah. But then on the other end of the equation, because I'm sure people I don't know if Froggy gets anybody yelling at. Well, he does. No. He's posted stuff like that before. But Josh, like you pay, Dave, you've said it to Josh. You pay way too much for this stuff, or you do, whatever, right? And
well, so he got one saying Froggy just posted one the other day. Did you not see that?
Maybe.
All right, finish your thought. I'll pull it up.
All right, you pull it up. I was just going to say that I pay way more now. I don't negotiate near as much as I did before YouTube. 10 years ago. I mean, I was cutthroat, but I was broke. I mean, I was straight broke. And I mean, I was.
You'll always
teaching.
be broke in my eyes.
I feel like there. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like culture as a large is not the bartering culture it once was. My dad used to love to barter. He wasn't even a garage sale guy.
I love it too.
We'd go to Tijuana and he would just do it for fun. He didn't even want half the stuff, but if he got it at the price,
if it was $1,
pretty much, he'd be like, "I know what you paid." Like,
I feel like a lot of people who are out there doing it with us, the people. I think some of them enjoy the barter.
Yeah.
Especially flea marketers.
I feel like pickers do. Like people who are doing this for a living love it. I think, but the people who are watching for entertainment sometimes are like,
but do the sellers like it?
I don't know if sellers.
50-50,
that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about some of the sellers like it. Not all.
Some do. Some don't. Some have made fun of me when I walked away after trying to talk them down. Like that stuff happens. That's great content right there.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah,
but I would say. So, go ahead.
My wife's trying to come in here and watch the Packer game. Yeah, go ahead. I don't think anybody will see you. It's all right. You can come on. At any rate, I don't know what I was going to talk about now. It got me distracted.
Okay, so look at what Froggy flipped. Someone commented on his video, said, treat people fairly. Yeah, right, guy. You're a scam artist. Totally ripped that guy off of thousands of dollars. You're a hack. $200 for Darth Vader, more like $2 to $4 grand, you POS. $500 to $1,000 on the Goldenrod, upwards of $5 grand a piece on the Star Wars #1 comics. Oh, and let's not forget a possible $2 to $5 grand or more on Swamp Thing. That doesn't even include all the other stuff you stole from the guy. I would say your hands were shaking when you walk out with $50 grand worth of stuff for $2,200. That extra $200 was a nice touch. How generous of you. Then Froggy's comment actually wait
a minute. The story is the extra $200, but keep going.
He gave an extra $200, but no, listen to this. Wow, your prices are hilarious. However, if you're making a serious cash offer of $50K, I will gladly accept and go back and give him $45K of that. But I'm like, no, I'm not giving it to the guy. I would just keep the $50 grand.
Well, yeah, I think you commented that in there. But how about
I did.
Counter offer with 25? Will you give me 25 if it's worth 50? Because who could turn that deal down, right?
Yeah, that's the deal of a lifetime.
That's funny. I did a post. I don't know about what you think about all these posts. It's actually, I remember I used to tell, Kayla used to post these, and I was like, "Why are you posting these? You really whatever." And then I did it once, and I'm like, "This is good." I totally take back everything I said to her. I'm like, "That was really funny. I like it."
Yeah, it's entertaining. It's entertaining. I mean, of course, the biggest thing is that we're scam artists, we're thieves. Yep. This is like a common thread of thought. About resellers who are literally just paying what people ask them to pay for an item.
We're men in tights. Tights.
How do we fix that? Is there any way to fix this, or is it just forever going to be the stigma?
Do what you just did, right? Make the argument. Yeah. And I know it's cliche, but in order to be in the arena of ideas, well, Froggy made an argument, and
Froggy
I thought
did make an argument,
something like that in his comments. But
no, I was just being obnoxious to Froggy. And
here's what we need to do. I know what we need. You can go ahead, Kev, if you're in the middle of it. But what I think is this: all of us need to demonetize our videos. Number one. That's corrupting us all. That's corrupting us all. Number two, pay retail on everything. Whatever retail was, I guess when the item was made, right? That retail. And then lose money consistently. and then we can go work. I can go back to In-N-Out. They'll have me back. It's been like 10 years. I think it's cool.
The person that you offended is gone by now, for sure.
So I've got, and I don't want to do this all show, but I think this is an interesting topic. So, and you can pull up my Instagram because I posted a few of these. And one day I had a bunch of unsubs on Instagram, like 50 people, like, well, I'm out. I'm like, what the heck? And I was looking to see what I posted, but it might not correlate because I think, Carrie, you said one day you had a bunch of people drop off.
It's random on something. Instagram, yeah.
But there's two things. One was a guy, it was thrifting and said something about, poor people need this and whatever, and wrote me a letter and then signed it like sincerely the poor or something like that. And my response was, I think I might have got this from Crazy Lamp Lady's post one time. My response was, maybe if you would resell and watch this content and pay attention about reselling, maybe you wouldn't be poor, kind of thing like that, right? I didn't say it like
Brutal.
that, but
yeah, you said it much more.
Yeah.
You're vicious.
But I posted in there. I'm like, and then I started going on my, AP World History diatribe, and I'm like, you realize that the poor people that you're signing this for, I'm like, you are probably in a warm room with a full belly and an iPhone writing this text. I'm like, let's be real here. I'm like,
well, there is a definite difference. I mean, I lived in Mexico where poor was,
poverty.
Yeah, no poverty.
And so that's the day, Carrie. That's the day that I lost these subs. I mean, I lost them all because I said, the poor in America are among the wealthiest people to have ever lived. And that's when I lost all the subs. And I'm like, well, if that's losing subs, then they're just stupid. I mean, because it's the truth. I mean, we think poverty in this, I mean, we're so wealthy. It's not even, I mean, all of us, we are so incredibly wealthy. But Carrie, you know that. You lived other places.
Yeah. That's the truth. Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Anyway.
Okay, but to that point, I also, I know there's a lot of people struggling. Okay, so no, we're not trying to offend anyone who's struggling.
No.
We're happy to help, especially Carrie.
I'm all about offending somebody who made that
But
comment.
I
That
just
was
don't
ridiculous.
believe that, a $28 jersey that Carrie finds at Savers is helping very many poor people. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the thrift stores have gotten so expensive now that I'm not even sure the people are shopping there.
Yeah, but here's
I can
the
go to
thing.
Walmart and get a shirt for $9.
We're out there getting deals. We're
Cheaper.
finding stuff that people are willing to sell at the prices they're selling it at, or they wouldn't agree to sell it to us, right? And we're teaching people things they can go out and look for, types of items, particular items in some cases, that they can go and they can make extra money. So if they are struggling to pay bills or whatever they're
I should have
doing,
responded. If you
the
need a
best
shirt, let me know. Give me your address. I'll send you my old shirts. You can have
A handful of shirts, yeah. No, the best one was Carrie goes into Savers. I actually watched one of his videos, and there's like this set of 6 garden gnomes that are like hedgehogs or something. Or they almost look like the ones from Frozen, those little guys who roll.
Yeah.
And
Trolls
it was, for the whole set of like 6 of them, it was $30-$40.
each one was individually
Each one
priced.
was $5. I don't think that's helping any poor person at this point at these Savers and at these Goodwills.
You
They're
could go
so
to Big
expensive.
Lots or Walmart and get
You can
that
get
set
some garden
cheaper.
gnomes for $2
But here's
at
another
Big Lots.
thing, like, it's like it's not a necessity either. I mean, it'd be cool to have a garden gnome.
One of my favorite commenters on my Instagram is James Rockford, which I love the Rockford Files. But his comment, he almost every time I post something like this about Goodwill, he always posts Goodwill's mission statement, which has nothing to do with serving the poor people and giving them stuff. It has everything to do with work training for employees. He's like, that's not the point of Goodwill.
You guys don't have Savers where you live, right? But at Savers here, over the loudspeaker in Utah, in Nevada, it says we donate where, basically it's, to sum it up, we donate where they make us donate. Like, we don't donate unless there's like some law to get whatever the donations. It's really funny. It's like we donate where applicable or something. I'm like, that is so you don't. You're not doing it. They're as for profit as can be. Savers, especially, because I don't even know if they're doing much training or anything other than just trying to compete with Walmart and Target when they're not either.
So to me, I always just look at that comment as silly when you're going against resellers. Like the whole comment that that is set aside and special inventory for people who can't afford other stuff, especially with the pricing and stuff. But the one where people think we're scammers, right? That we're tricksters and things like that. That's the one that annoys me more because we're literally just buying something for the sticker price.
For scam. I'd cut and paste the definition. I'd put it in the comments, or I'll be like, hey, I have their address. If you want to send them some extra money, if you feel so bad about it, you can send them, instead of sending them my money, you can send them your money. Or I love this one too. Boy, we got off on a diatribe. This is pretty good. So I was at this house. This is one of the worst kickbacks I've ever got. It was a big tub full of ornaments, vintage ornaments, and she wanted $10. I'm like, I'll give you $5. It wasn't as good as it looked on camera. It was probably $35-$40 worth. And boy, I got ripped up for doing $5 because she looked like a sympathetic character, right?
Yeah.
And what you don't see is the literally $4 million house she lives in. I mean, it is. They had not that makes it right or wrong. It doesn't. None of it. But it would to the people who are commenting like that, right? I mean, that lady has got so much money. You know, it would, just the context of it wouldn't make her look as sympathetic as the video itself. So.
Yeah. Well, and then there's this whole thing like, you know, should you find out that and a lot of times you don't know you have a mega score. Like Carrie bought this little Cinderella castle. Probably Dawn thought it was worth $10 at Savers, and it turns out it's worth $40, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to go back to Savers and give them more. Just like if you're going to buy some
They've
sneakers.
ripped me off so many times. Never.
You buy some sneakers, they end up being rare, they're worth more. You don't go back to Nike and give Nike some more money because it turns out they were rare. The same thing applies for anything you buy. You know, you buy right now Rice Chex cereal. Sold out everywhere. If you had some, you probably could resell it. I haven't looked on eBay, but it's like literally sold out everywhere.
Chex Mix videos are booming too.
Chex Mix videos are
I've been
booming,
watching a lot of them,
and people can't get their Rice Chex. But that doesn't mean you're going to go back and give people more money. So that whole concept is crazy. But I've done it.
Okay.
I have done it.
Yeah.
I've offered to give people money back. First of all, if I felt like I developed a really good relationship with them and I really liked the person and I just wanted to help them out or I felt like they had a need, then I've done that.
So I'd say this. I'd say it's never wrong.
BRM made an appearance.
It's never wrong to go back. If you want to go do it, by all means. You don't have to, but you can. But when I'm asked to come into somebody's house, and when I'm asked, you know, because I'm an expert about it, or I happen to be there today, I'm going to put out a video about it. And, you know, if I take it all home and it's better than I thought, in that situation, because somebody asked you to come into your home as an expert, I think it's better. In a garage sale, you know, it's a garage sale. You're not asked to come there. So if, you know, it's like if you walk into a pawn shop and they're like, oh, they look at this thing and it's like, oh, it's worth $4. And then they take it and sell it for $500. People, that's a little.
What if when you get to your car though, you find $500 in cash in a jacket you bought from someone? You're like still in the neighborhood.
So I had that happen. Well, I didn't have that. My aunt had that happen. So at a garage sale, and a big sale, and they found $10 in a purse, right? Mm-hmm. And I put it on the video. It was my aunt and uncle, Aunt Lori, Uncle Mark. You know them, Dave. And they found $10 in there, and people were on there. Oh, that's such trash, and you know, you doing what? Not very many. Most people are like, sweet. And I'm like, they're like, you should give it back to the guy. And so I would comment. I'm like, this guy buys storage units. Is that guy then supposed to go back and find whose storage unit is, and then go give him back the $10? You know, I mean, it's like, come on. Now, if somebody wanted to, more power to him. Turner found $5 on the ground at Panda Express, and he went up there and gave it back to him.
Yeah,
which, you know, good for him.
Here's my story of this.
I was better than you.
I was because I was a club kid back in the late 90s. I was going to a club when I was 18, right? We were going to the ATM to get money. There was $300. Yeah, rave. You know how it is. And there was $300 sticking out of the ATM.
Oof.
There was 3 of us. We grabbed it. We each took $100.
Now it sucked it back.
The next day I felt guilty, and me and one of my other friends took the money back. We had spent a little, so I borrowed some from my mom to go pay the whole 100 back. And my other friend never gave the 100 back, his 100 back. And I learned, I don't even think they ever gave it to that person. We just gave the bank money.
I remember
that. I don't know if I would have done it in that scenario. That's a weird one.
It was weird, but my guilt.
My exact scenario was I buy a coat from a little old lady who's not a storage unit purchaser. I go down the road to the next sale and I see $500 sticking out. I might bring the money back.
I think I would.
You know what I mean? I think it just depends on the situation.
I totally agree. So my wife told me
if it was anything above 500, I wouldn't. But at exactly 500 or less, I would.
She found money in a library book.
Yeah.
Am I got the story wrong? In a library book, and you gave it back to the librarian. Like, what are they going to do? Find the person who has the book?
Yeah.
I thought I'd look at the last person that had it, and then I got a thing later.
Mm-hmm. I remember at SeaWorld in California. I remember finding a $5 bill on a field trip, and I, for a long time, felt guilty that I never turned that in. And now I'm like,
but you know what's funny is like there was times when I was younger where I'd find something like that, and I felt like $5, right? I felt like I had just won the freaking jackpot. Like I was so excited.
I've been there too,
And now as like an adult, I'll have $5 in my pocket, and like 20 minutes later, I'll realize I dropped it, and I'll be like, "Yeah, someone's gonna be so excited when they find it," and I just move on. Like I don't even go back for it.
Life,
it's like,
dude. It's the circle
some
of
kid's
life.
gonna find that, and it's gonna freaking make their day. That $5. I'm like, I can deal with it, and I'll just like not even worry about it.
Carrie, I went to a little convenience store, and I got cash out going to garage sales with my dad and my uncle. And at the end of the day, I'm like, man, I hardly spent any money today. I went out and counted the money. I'm like, something's not right. I didn't take all the money out of that little teller machine in there. And so we drove back there, and there's $200 still sitting there. And the guy at the, so somebody could have taken that too. Not sitting there. He had taken it out and put it at the register. And, they could have taken it. They had no idea. Well, I suppose they could figure it out, but
yeah.
I don't believe in karma.
Easy come, easy go. You can lose money, you can gain money. At the end of the day, I think that, we're not intentionally trying to trick people when we go shopping. No. We buy things, we get excited if we get a deal. And sometimes we know we're getting a deal, and, the question is, should we at that point come out and say, hey, this is actually worth $50,
what's
and
the
you
alternative?
said $1.
Exactly.
What's
the alternative?
You can't. I mean, you can do that, but then they're not going to sell it.
I think you should do that, Dave. There's a great video idea. You should go around being a garage sale Samaritan, and you should, instead of buying, just go out for a whole day.
That would tick every reseller that watches off.
That's my point. That's the alternative. You can't make everybody happy.
Yeah. All that's going to happen is if you tell people what the item's worth, then maybe a lot of them would ask for that, and then that item is just going back in their garage. They're never putting it on eBay, ever. It's going to go for the next year. It's going to be another 10 years it's going to be around before they give up the idea that it's actually worth anything.
Well, that's okay. So that, what is it? This is going to show my ignorance, but I found some sort of music format I had never seen before. It was like a cylinder. So like
like the Edison tubes or whatever.
Yeah, some sort of tube record. I don't know what's that called, Kevin.
I don't know what it's called, but I remember Pete Craigslist Hunter got a bunch of these and was selling
phonogram, something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I
found
those. Should know this. I don't know.
I found those, and I was like, oh, these are cool. Like I'm looking them up. They said Edison on them, like you said, Carrie, and they're worth like $20 a piece. And there's 2 of them, and I'm like gonna buy them. She's like, oh no, you can't buy those. They go with this, and she pointed to the machine, right?
Like a player
and I was like, oh, I didn't even realize they had a machine. Yeah, and. I was like, oh, that's really cool. How much for the machine and them? And she's like, oh, $300. And I looked it up like right there, and it was like $99, $89. Like it's cool, but it's not worth that much.
Yeah, that's something you're never going to sell at a yard sale, and it's hard to sell in an antique shop. Think of those old cool cash registers that they used to have back in the day. So cool to look at. They're all worth a ton, but who's buying them? What are you going to use that for?
And she, at some point, looked on eBay, or someone told her those are worth a lot. And in her brain, they're worth $300 because they're listed on eBay for $300. So she's trying to sell them at this wrong location, this yard sale for $300. She's never going to sell it. She's not going to put it on eBay. And if she does, she's never going to sell it because she's going to put it for $300, and the solds are only $100. So, it's one of those things. If you go around telling everyone exactly what their stuff's worth, they're just never going to sell it. They're just going to hold it. They're all going to become hoarders like we are.
And here's the thing, it's one thing in certain circumstances maybe to do that occasionally. If you see somebody starting to resell and they're talking about it, and you could do that maybe in that situation. But I think there's value in the education that we've gathered in the last certain years that we've been reselling. We have a certain skill set that allows us to go out there and find these items undervalued and flip them, just like a doctor. We're just like doctors, or lawyers. We've studied.
I always offer
years.
Surgery every time I get a yard sale.
Exactly.
Would you like any surgery?
Exactly. But the thing is, I lost my train of thought. But I was going somewhere. Is the thing.
Well, I'll interrupt you then. So I've been at sales and I've bought a lot of stuff up, and we start talking, and they realize I'm a reseller or something like that, and then they'll bring other stuff out, like, oh, how about this? And I'm like, and they'll be like, I'm asking this for this. I'm like, you're probably not going to get that. I would tell them this is what I would pay for it. And then, so you're kind of educating them in that direction. Like at a garage sale, if you want to sell us at a garage sale, This is what it sells for. If you want to sell it on eBay, this is what it sells for. And it kind of enlightens them to that day and what they have right there.
That's a big problem with thrift stores. They're trying to get eBay prices in a random location in Joplin, Missouri or whatever, that they don't have the demand that a worldwide marketplace has. So it may go for $50 online, right? Plus shipping or whatever. But locally, to actually get it to go to either a reseller or somebody who wants it for themselves, it might be the price might be $6 to actually get it to move. And sometimes I don't know if they really care about actually selling this stuff. I don't know how it works, but I don't feel like they actually care half the time.
I did that. I made a TikTok out of it where I found this Sega, you might have seen it, the Sega Genesis at a sale, and I told her, hey, I'm a reseller. You know, she was asking $200, and it was in the box, and it was cool. And I said, it looks like it sells for like, you know, maybe $200 on eBay if we're lucky, but I'd have to buy it at like $125. And,
wow, you're generous. I'd be like
I explained it. Well, I wasn't going to buy it anyways.
Right.
So, you know, I explained it all to her. It got almost 500,000 views, right? And the top comment is, I got a whole setup of one of these with a bunch of games selling for 500. It's like 300 more than it's worth. Just, yeah, no one, I don't know. No, I'm not getting any plaudits for telling her the truth, is what I'm saying.
I was invited by an old friend, and they're moving. And I'm going in there, and he wanted me to buy his stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what to offer the guy, right? He's got like old Pokemon stuff that could be worth some decent money and whatever. And so eventually I just said, listen, we're going to split this thing. I'm going to auction it off for you. We're going to split it because I don't have any idea. You know, I could have gone through it, every single thing, to figured it out. But because I didn't have an idea, I didn't want to offer $50 and have it be worth $1,000. I didn't want to offer $400 and have it be worth $200. So I'm like, I will auction that off for you. It'll be fun. But the other stuff, I had an idea of what it was worth in my head, and I'm like, all right, you tell me what it's worth. And he hands me a card, or hands me a piece of paper. And he's like, I'm going to write my number down on this piece of paper, and you're going to write your number down on this piece of paper. I'm like, dude, this is on video. I'm like, this is not going to be good. You know, we wrote, well, I don't want to give it away. Let's just say we were very close to each other. And so it was a deal, done deal.
All the time at yard sales, they'll say, what do you want to pay for it? And I'll have a number in my head, and I just won't say anything because that's obviously the number one key is don't say anything. They'll say the number,
you're a
and
scammer,
it's always
a trickster.
the number that was already in my head. It's like almost every time the number they say is exactly what I was thinking.
That happens a lot. That's happened to me several times this summer.
Yeah.
And you're still afraid to negotiate, though, right, Kerry?
Oh, I have a hard time with negotiating.
But Don doesn't.
Don doesn't nearly as much as me, but I get visibly awkward and weird when I have to really negotiate. But here's the thing: I will negotiate on something I'm passionate about. Like if there was a big lot of cards and I really wanted it and I knew what it was actually worth based on my expertise on it, I wouldn't go over a certain dollar amount. But the problem is when it's a little, you know, because I'm not looking everything up at a garage sale. I have a nebulous idea on what the stuff is worth. You know, if I feel like they give me a fair offer, I usually just take it. Like $5, I think I can make 40. I'm just going to pay them $5 most of the time.
Yeah, we see that in the thrift store.
Because I'm a good person,
guys. And you sell them for 20 free shipping, dude. What are you doing?
Are you talking about that shirt Kerry bought in his recent video? I was curious about that. $6.79 for this shirt, and you said it sells for $15 plus ship.
Which, I think I sold it already. Too.
Cardigan or something? I can't remember his name. Some guy's name.
Thomas Kincaid?
The artist of light, musical artist.
That's kind of like, I'm not against. I mean, like when I go to thrift stores, I'm playing a totally different game than the bins. So I'm like, what's the? And I think there was a discount of 25% off. That's probably the top range of what I would have paid for that. I needed something in the video, you know. And
I think
that
was just jaded. Like
technically,
that's
profitable.
A fine flip, but since I also know I won't list it.
I've been listing my stuff pretty good lately as well, so that helps.
Clothes, I'm just so bad with clothes. I don't know why I have a problem listing clothes. I think it's something about like the effort of taking a good picture and the size.
Oh, just don't take a good picture. That's the key.
Yeah, we could do that. Okay, so I went garage sailing yesterday in Orlando. I was like, I'm gonna try out. There really wasn't much going on here in Florida this weekend as far as yard sales and garage sales goes. It was kind of dead. It was cold. It was like 45 degrees Saturday morning. That's cold for Florida. And so I was like, I took my kids with me because we're at a hotel. I said, okay, everyone up. I'm forcing you to go yard sailing with me. I gave them all $20 to pick. You know, try to get them in the picking zone. Elijah sat in the car the whole time. 14-year-old teenage boys, you know. Yeah. He's at that point now. He just sits on his phone. But my daughters came out of the car with me. And Callie is like a sneaky good picker, dude.
She's
picked a bunch of good stuff. She got this little dehumidifier like light that lights up on the sky. It sells for $40, and she paid 3.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
she's like
she paid 3 for it. She bought
awesome.
a collection of Coke cups that were Whataburger Coke cups with a pitcher. She paid $2. Sells for $40. Okay, and then she also bought this.
She's already
little
better than you.
Incredibles thing.
Like,
She was gonna buy it for $1, but the lady thought she was cute, so she got it for free, and it sells for $15.
Nice. Love it.
She was killing it out there.
secret
you would be
weapon.
surprised. And kids know, like, I don't know if you saw my Arizona videos last year, but Turner went with me. And straight up, Turner, like, I was walking away, and he's, like, trying to get my attention, and I'm ignoring him. Whatever.
Dad, get this.
And he finally and he whispered it like nobody was going to hear it on the video. He's like, these are worth some money right here. These games are expensive. Sure enough, picked them up. They're like $5, and they sell for like 50 a piece. I'm like, jeez.
Yeah. Wow.
I was going right past it.
Now, but she ended up keeping it all, except for the Coke cup. She wants to sell those. But like the other stuff was stuff she wanted to pick because she thought it was cool stuff. And I was like, Callie,
dehumidifier?
Well, it's one of those dehumidifier that does stars on the ceiling, and it's like a puppy dog. It's a little puppy dog. It does dehumidification. It does ambient noise. Brand new sealed. And it shoots like a star shower. And she paid $3 for it. It sells for $4. It's got sold comps for $40. So, but she wanted to keep it. She thought it was so cute, and she's kind of scared of the dark. So, but at this yard sale, I got recognized, kind of. Okay, and they said, "Hey, aren't you raking profit?"
The millionaire raking profit.
And I said, "No, I am not raking profit."
Exactly.
I said, "I am NC Picker." She's like, "Oh, I've heard of you too." I was like, "Okay, that's good. That makes me feel a little better."
I don't think
awesome.
I know you haven't watched my video that came out today for 2 reasons. One is because a lady looked at me and she's like, North Carolina Picker or something like that. I'm like,
nice.
like, no, it's NC Picker, whatever.
You should have been like, "No, NC Picker. He's significantly better than me. Unsub from this channel. Go to that one."
The other reason I know you didn't watch my videos today is I put 2 intros on the video on accident, and if you would have saw it, you would have been ripping on me by now.
It's so funny because I was like getting into the hot tub to do my pre-podcast calm down, and I saw Carrie had a video and you had a video. Carrie's was shorter, so I watched that.
Mine was long.
That's literally was my thought
like
process.
15 minutes for me is a long time. I
But I
didn't
was
even know
like,
what to do.
I don't really have 28 minutes, but I do have 15.
All
so
these
I'll watch
Vegas
Carrie's.
pickers, unlike Carrie, these Vegas pickers, they got like hour-long videos.
I know.
Jeez.
I had
Dude,
to
speaking
really
of Vegas
mine's
pickers, we're on our weight loss journey.
Yeah.
The Trash to Cash crew, and it's
no more Baja Blast in this episode.
exactly, guys.
sad. But you know what? It's one weekend, and we've all lost a little smidgen of weight. Can you tell? Do we
all
look thinner,
a little
guys?
less. A little less.
We're all a
of
little
what
less
we
of
Should
a
we
person.
say it on the channel here?
We can. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I think
what
I lost
have you
the
lost,
least.
Kevin?
I lost exactly 3 pounds.
You didn't lose the least. There was some new entrants that.
No,
that
I mean
lost
out
less.
of the 3 of us.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I lost 4.4 pounds.
I lost like right around 4, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're all less than what we were.
We lost some weight, and it's about the weight of a poop. So,
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
my poops are 4.4 pounds.
I took a
Kevin's
lot of
poop and
X-Lax
fluff.
before the weigh-in. We'll just put it that. No, we've checked. No, I mean, like, I'm not drinking soda, diet soda, or any soda anymore. You're not, Dave, are you, right?
No diet soda. I had soda and...
I think Kevin's just drinking the Metamucil, right? That's it.
Yeah.
Just that and just prunes, mostly.
Look at that. If us slobs can lose some weight, let it be a
know, right?
motivation to you guys.
I got more room in my neck.
My big thing, I always want to talk about my medical issues on the podcast, is they
Yes.
told me my cholesterol's too high and they want me on, what are they called, statins? And I don't want to go on statins. I've been on blood pressure meds for like 15 years. I do not want to also be on cholesterol meds. So I said, no, give me a couple months. They said fine. And so we're going to test me again in a couple months and see if I'm healthier. Because I just don't want to be on 2 pills a day.
Stop going to Universal and quit your job, and you'd be good.
Dude, I was so good at Universal, Kevin. I
Wouldn't
ate
need the blood
avocado
pressure.
toast.
He ate
I
3
ate
times.
avocado toast 3 times
Wow.
in 2 days.
That's
$50 worth of toast.
$50 worth of avocado toast.
How are sales? How are sales, y'all? Mine have been
mine
slow
are
bad,
again,
a little bit.
2
Really
weeks in
bad.
a row. Just not great.
I've only been making 2 Flipper episodes a week because of lack of sales, actually, Kevin, and they've been about 14 minutes, these episodes, because I have no sales, and I've
Well, you have
just...
no sales. There's a reason, though. It's not because the sales are slow. It's because I don't think you're listing anything. Am I right?
No, listen, I am not listing anything, nor is my wife, nor are my kids, nor is anyone in my house for almost, and this is kind of good. It's like a fast from listing. It's been about 3.5 weeks since we listed a single thing on eBay, and we can confirm that your sales die if you don't list for 3.5 weeks.
It's true, man.
I
No matter
had
how
the
many items you
second
have.
slowest week. I mean, I have 11 sales in the last 36 hours. 40, no. Yeah, this weekend. Sunday.
And my best sale of last week is now coming back. It's the thing, and this is what I freaking hate about Amazon bin stores. Remember, we went with Dante to the bin store in Greenville, South Carolina. Mm-hmm. I got this Android TV thing that was probably an Amazon return. Customer reached out, they got it, the thing doesn't freaking work. And I paid $7 for it. I sold it for $70, and I was all excited because I got my money back. And now it's just, I got to pay to get it shipped back to me. I got to give them a refund because this Amazon return store, guess what, guys? People return stuff when it doesn't work, too. Mm-hmm. And so you go to these things that are freaking complete gamble when you go to these stores. I hate it.
You're really probably better off in most cases opening it up and testing it, even if it's brand new in the box. You just find something that's worth enough.
But then I got to spend 30 minutes testing it, 40 minutes testing it.
That's the thing. Is then are those kind of stores worth it? That's
and I paid $7.
Did you see? I sold 2 of the. Did you see my plush buy? My McDonald's, my Walmart retail arbitrage plush buy. And so I made a mistake in the video of not pointing out the fact that I kind of did. I was like, I'm going to store them in my attic or whatever. But people are like, oh, the market's going to tank. The market's already tanking. You're never going to sell them or whatever. And I just made the mistake of not emphasizing the fact that I'm prepared to hold on to these for over a year.
It's a long hold. Right. It's like his NFTs.
Exactly.
Except he might actually make a profit on these.
So, if you only knew. So if I sold 4 of them like that, and then it dried up. So that's pretty typical. But hey, I've already made the money
investment.
Yes, we did, and already in a profit. So there you go. And I'm just keep the rest up there.
Years ago, I went to Home Goods, which is kind of a cool store, and they had a bunch of Spode stuff, and I bought it all. Like a week and a half after Christmas, it was like 90% off. And I just stockpiled it, and I made all my money back like that in a couple days, and then it kind of dried out, and then I made a big profit the next Christmas.
Yeah, it's got to come back.
Spode is a brand.
Spode, Spode.
Okay. I used to do it with Christmas trees. I used to do it with Christmas trees. I'd buy the $40 Christmas tree, 75% off. I did it all the time. But now you can't do it. You can't do it because people get in there and they buy the trees up for themselves the day after. Or Walmart's getting better at not overstocking, I think. Home Depot's getting way better at it. So
it's actually weird. All these stores are sold out the day after Christmas. Like, there's no going 2 weeks later and getting steals. Like, it just doesn't happen hardly ever anymore. It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, so what was so my best sale was some Adidas Harden step backs. What do you think those sold for, Carrie? I know you're a shoe boy.
Like $80.
$70 bucks. Yeah,
right.
That's pretty good. I mean, I think I paid like $3 for them at a yard sale, so not bad.
I sold a $200 Pendleton blanket we got at the bins.
Ooh, nice.
And
found that
was at the bins.
It was at the bins. Limited edition to 4,000. And the good news is they'd like to return it now for no reason. They just didn't like it.
It'll sell again, dude.
It'll sell again. But that was our big sale this week that we're super stoked.
They used it for their camping trip.
I'm looking it up.
Pendleton blanket?
I've never heard of it. I don't know much about anything,
Pendleton,
guys.
Oregon, and they do wool stuff. They do jackets that are crazy expensive. Pendleton's
cool,
a big
like
bolo
Native
brand.
American design. It's a dope.
I would look at your solds, but it's like Plumber Girl 7 or something, and I can never remember how to find your store.
Yes, I am Plumber Girl 3. That is my name. Let me see.
You're not going to find any down in Florida, Dave. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Plumber Girl. I can't. I'm just finding pictures of plumber girls. It
could be dangerous.
Yeah. Kevin, what about you? You sell anything good?
No, it's my good. I don't know about good. I mean, I'm selling some GI Joe stuff, $50 for one. I've sold 4 of those plush, like I said, little He-Man stuff. I've just now started listing the 127 vintage stuff. Just sold a Green Bay Packer vintage shirt for $39. So just
Okay, so I did sell an ashtray, Kevin. since
Dancing.
we had Carrie guess the shoes, we'll let Kevin guess the ashtray value. Vintage.
My wife is
Harper's
video bombing here. Did they? Oh, okay. All right,
okay,
sorry.
so I sold a vintage Harper's Ferry, West Virginia ashtray, Hilltop House Hotel, Dixie Kilham Seminar. Is what it says on it.
That's a
so what do you think I got for that?
How big? What were we talking? Like, is it first class or
big?
is it going to be party?
That's first
now?
class. Yeah,
It's first class. Okay, so, and you charged shipping?
Yeah, shipping charged. Yep.
15 plus shipping.
Ooh, close. 14 plus shipping.
Look at that.
That was a good
It's almost
guess.
like he's a reseller, guys.
Well, but he's specifically an ashtray reseller.
Oh,
That's
gosh.
specifically his niche. Well, so what? Can we talk just for a second? Oh gosh, I'm spilling. About the postcard niche. Okay. So,
Yeah.
someone, I can't remember what show I was listening to, but someone was, you know what? Maybe it was Cameron. Kevin disappeared? Dang it! He's the one who knows everyone's name.
Bowser?
Who's
That one?
Cameron?
Cameron. Y'all
what's
go
his
check
channel
out
name?
Cameron's. Cam. It's Cam. It's hard.
No,
which is,
no.
Yeah.
Gravity Goods.
And it's not
Goods,
Cameron
yeah.
Bowser, but you go check out Cam's channel. He's really good.
Okay.
I mean, not
But isn't Gravity Goods' name Cameron? I don't know.
Cameron.
Cameron,
Yes.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay,
I'm
I
just
think
too Cam.
he
He's
was
out in
saying
Oregon.
he's moved over to like the postcard niche, right? And I know
Yeah.
there's SM Postcards who does postcards, and there's all these
The
people who do
auction
postcards.
professor does a lot of
SM
stuff on that
postcard?
kind of stuff.
Yeah, he's
Jackass
in
Retro.
Pittsburgh. Yeah,
And
he
up
actually
there in
bought
the Northwest too. Like
he
Cam.
bought all of my stereo view cards from me just recently.
Oh.
You know, I basically sold them to him
So
at cost.
he's a
but
scammer.
I hope he makes a ton of profit. I would be delighted if he made a ton of profit
I'm
because I
just
just
kidding.
wasn't doing anything with them. So good for him. I hope he kills it. But no, I just, the postcard niche, I'd love people in the comments, unless you guys know, which I doubt it, is like, how does that work? Because when I look up postcards, so many of them sell for like $1. I mean, I guess it's carry territory where you sell like your baseball cards for $1. Like, it just seems like
Bulk
a lot of
purchases.
work.
I would say
It has-
I mean, to me, $1 at a time seems crazy, but to me, you're going to get somebody who goes and buys like 9, 10, 40. And so when you do make
really?
those sales, it makes the rest of it worth
And there
it.
is
But
going to be
I'm not sure that's right. Need some people to comment.
there are going to
below.
be some home runs in there if you know what you're looking for.
Yeah,
If
every now and
you
then,
find
I'm sure.
the old portraits where the people are actually dead, that kind of stuff.
The
There's
big plus though
demand for
is,
that.
I mean, look at the storage space. Are you kidding?
That is nice, right?
Yeah.
That I was
Thing is
thinking about how,
convenient.
yeah, it wouldn't smell like people's cats in your garage. Like,
It would
there's
just
definitely
smell like your grandma's house is what it would smell like.
yeah, there's
I don't
definitely
know.
something
if
to
you've
the
seen
ephemera
Jackass
niche.
Retro, it probably stinks in that place. I'm just saying, if you ever seen his show.
Yeah, I should go watch some of his videos and see if he's
No.
been selling any of those cards.
No.
No,
It's not worth it.
Don't watch them? Wow.
He would agree.
Wow. All right, comment
He
below.
does the ship show. He's got a ship show, he calls it.
The ship show. Okay.
Yeah, so people watch him, watch him ship stuff. And occasionally he looks
Okay.
up at the camera, and then occasionally he looks over at the computer, and then he just ships stuff.
Well, he got mad at me. Let's bring this to light. He got a little mad at me
Oh,
because I didn't say his name on my show because it's got the A word in it.
Is it
right?
like, yeah, Jackass?
Yeah, but so like you, Kevin, it's not technically a swear.
He's got
right?
he's got a donkey as
Yeah,
his
yeah.
mascot.
It's not.
man.
It's
I mean,
not
come on.
technically a swear, but it just. I don't put any swears on my channel, monetization,
People-
all that stuff. Like
People
I just
did mention
don't touch it. He got
last
mad at me
week,
for not saying his real name because I called him Jack Butt Retro.
They mentioned that you said "Raise Hell" resale last week, which
I
is
did
interesting
because they
we haven't
messaged
even
me-
Mentioned our Patreons. Yet.
They messaged me upset as
Or American
well.
Bubble
I just
Boy.
am very careful about what I say on YouTube, and
American
I
Bubble
just.
Boy. Check the link below.
Yes,
He's
American
only got
Bubble
a few
Boy.
episodes left here.
Do
He
it.
liked
Yeah,
my
you're
comments.
sure.
A lot of people didn't like my Instagram lately. My wife said I sound like a grumpy
Yeah,
old
you're
man.
you're
posting
kind of
all
like
that stuff.
salty V.
You
right
kind of
now.
are a
You're
little brat
salty
on there,
Kev.
Kevin. Yeah. So I did. Okay, I noticed we had a few people time out on the Patreon. A couple people stopped their subscription.
good for them.
So the question I have for you guys is: do I need to I kind of need to borrow their access from the
But I don't
Discord?
think
Is that
people
what I need to do?
understand that the Patreon just means access to the Discord, right?
No,
Well,
I
it's
posted a
just
picture
support.
on the Patreon this week. A nice Photoshop. It's really good. Did you see it?
I
On
think
the-
we need.
I
think we
did
need
see
to
that. That had me on a backpack on your
It-
backpack.
yeah, Yoda,
Star Wars,
Kevin.
Dagobah, or yeah, Dagobah.
I think
says
much
Dagobah.
like much like Marvel, I think we need to expand the Jelly Hand universe beyond just me.
Oh, I think you're
But
right.
I think,
Yeah.
could you imagine what people would pay to see Kevin do what I've done?
Here it is. Daisy
Yeah.
Bloom. They know I'm not doing that. Daisy Blooms 4813 says, I would have paid $100 to see Tina come in and pie Dave after Carrie got
I'm
fired.
saying it's a.
How
That'd be
freaking
great.
funny would
I'm
that
in here doing the yeoman's work for $35 a month, guys.
What about like Kevin will wear clothespins on his nipples for the whole show? How much would
Yeah.
someone pay for that?
How about Kevin just no hat whole show? How much would that be?
Ooh, I don't think Kevin could do it. His brain falls out. Hey, okay, Carrie, our VIP patrons, our number one friends.
Yes,
Can you
our
name them?
favorites.
I like to make Carrie just guess them quickly.
Archie, Biscuit Butt, Raise
Yep.
Hell, Resell, Side Hustle Preacher,
Yep. Parker County Picker.
Parker County
Logan.
Picker, Parker County,
Sales by your friend.
Jake Paul, and the other Paul. They're both
Yep.
in it. Thank
Ron.
you guys.
Yep.
We need Ron Paul.
ABC Matt.
ABC
Tanya
Matt.
Arnold
I love ABC
and
Matt.
our personal friend Brian.
Claus.
Brian Big and Fun.
Rand.
Klaus.
Big and fun.
It's Klaus, isn't it? Is it
Yeah,
Klaus or Klaus?
It's
I don't know how to-
Klaus.
Klaus and Pickles?
Sorry,
I-
Klaus.
it's
I didn't
funny.
have the appropriate accent.
I have another Klaus in my reselling universe here, Klaus Burkhardt, and he buys from the Netherlands, and I send stuff to him. So I got Brian Klaus, and you don't care.
But is Klaus Burkhardt giving us any cold hard cash? Do we need to be
Has
talking
he
about
sent
him?
me
I don't
avocado
know,
toast yet?
But at Midwest Picker says, I'm right in there with you guys. His weight loss journey, 200 by spring. He's currently at 241. So Dave,
Okay.
his name is Dave, Midwest Picker.
Yeah.
Uncle
trying to
Steve
get-
Picker.
Let's all do it.
Uncle Steve
Steve's
Picker
doing
says,
it.
I don't
all
appreciate
do it,
the
guys.
talk about him behind his back on the show, but he is trying to lose weight. And then he posted the very next day a picture of C's Candy on his Instagram. So I'm like,
Steve's
that is
Candy
an
is so
epic
good,
fail.
though. Steve's Candy. Well, and now's the time, right, to have a cooking channel where I have to taste and eat all this delicious food I'm cooking.
I'm just thinking about the last time I hung out with you guys with Steve and Dave literally went on like $100 plus excursion to Buc-ee's to get us every type of
The
terrible
beef
food.
jerky.
That's amazing.
Dude, how delicious was it, though?
I gained 20 pounds at 127. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like, Dave, I hung around there like, this is
Dave
ridiculous.
is another animal. Dave, people don't
I have
realize
this
how much
theory.
Dave moves because if you did not move, you would be 700 pounds.
I don't, yeah, I was going to say I have this theory. Like, I currently, for the last, like, 5 years, have eaten, like, at least 3,000 calories a day. I'm not exaggerating. Like, my normal day is 3,000 to 4,000 calories for the last several years. And so I'm, like, I've cut down to 1,500 calories a day. And I'm really curious if this is going to, like, be easy for me or hard for me. I mean, I'm used to eating, like, nothing ever since I got sick back during Christmas break. Like, it killed my appetite. And so it really kind of cheated me over here. But, like, it's a lot less calories than I used to eat. A lot less. And I'm still, like, Carrie, I did 17,000 steps today.
Yeah, I feel
Right.
like you're doing good and you're like super into it. I'm into it. I know.
Yeah, so
Kevin's
it'll be
into
interesting to see if
We're
it
all into
works.
I can pretty much just will myself to not eat. I've always been able to do that. So it's the adult beverage that gives me trouble every once in a while.
Kevin will trash talk in our group chat too. He loves that. I could see the old ex-baseball.
Yeah, he was, like, making fun of people.
Yeah.
Well, you know, some people were eating burgers and fries.
I know.
I'm not
People
going to
were
name
Get out of the
names.
group. You're going to
Burgers and fries in the
and
group.
talk about the group. Get out of the group. I don't know what the group's for. What? I mean, it's supposed to be a group for that, not like, oh, I screwed it. If Dave's just posting his Buc-ee's hauls in there, I'm out.
Well, okay, listen, there's times, all right, if you're in a weight loss group, you can say, hey, I accidentally messed up and had these burgers and fries. But to take a glamour shot of the burgers and fries, making me all hungry.
Yeah, I only ate a half the fry. Get out of here.
We're looking at you, crazy lamp lady. Get out of the group. She's not in the group.
We're not cool enough to be hanging out with her.
No, I mean, it'll
Speak
be
for
interesting.
yourself.
We'll see how
Wait,
quick
sorry, you are big pals with crazy CLL. CLL is that
CLL,
her
crazy
acronym?
lamp lady.
I like
Okay,
it.
so Kevin,
What?
as far as reselling goes, are you still interested in that, or you're kind of done?
Are
Like,
you done with it, or
I'll tell you, I'm a
is it
little
just for show
disappointed.
now?
And I haven't listed a whole ton, but normally I don't see a huge drop off in January like this. And I feel like the sales are good sales. Like the price per sale, I mean, 40, 30 plus shipping, all these plus shipping, 79 plus shipping, 25 plus shipping, 39 plus shipping, 80 plus shipping. So they're good sales. But
layoffs,
the volume isn't there.
Layoffs.
What about
layoffs? Are happening. One of
happening.
our viewers, one of our patrons, got laid off, and he posted about it on Instagram.
And
I don't know
did
if you
you
saw
yell
this.
at him for getting off the Patreon? It's like, so we still have to feed our kids.
I don't even know if he canceled his subscription. I think he might still be on there. It's our friend Marcel.
Okay.
And I'm sure he doesn't mind me saying it because he posted it on his Insta, like you said, if they comment. But yeah, the Caped Geek got laid off from Salesforce or Slack or something like that. Like, there is a lot of layoffs happening. People are a little nervous. I know they did some layoffs at my company. Like, it's, people might just be pinching pennies
no, I got
the next month or two, just trying to see what happens.
Yeah, I got my final warning this week from Dawn, so...
And In and Out. They sent you a message like, you haven't been here for 10 years. Like, we think we're going to let you go.
Are you coming back?
They're like overly nice about it. They're like,
I'll tell you what, that was one of the factors, Dave, that really got me to quit my job was how incredible the labor market was over the last, 6 years, 5 years. And the labor market was insanely good, where you could basically walk into any place and get a job. And it's still good, but there certainly are signs in some companies that it's changing. But once you're in this position, you're not insulated from it because there's ramifications. But what do you think if the economy does go bad? How badly does it affect eBay? What do you think? I know I have my opinion, but I'm curious what you think.
I've always felt that reselling is somewhat recession-proof as far as like you can adapt. There's such a breadth of stuff that you can pick and you can find and you can flip. That
like when you were selling all that sanitizer and the gloves.
Exactly. Back when I was
and the baby formula.
The space heaters and stuff. Yeah, back when I was... But the thing is, it allows us the one major advantage we have over big box businesses, which is we can move fast and we can adapt. Yeah, and we don't have the overhead, which now that I don't have a 3,000 square foot building that I'm wasting, I don't have that overhead. So I can move like the lightning. And now that I'm 4 pounds lighter, ow, I just hit my box of cards here. But
I like it. So go ahead. What do you got?
I think that Carrie's got a point, and people are gonna, I think, lean more into pre-owned if their money is tight, right? You don't necessarily need a brand new pair of Hokas. You can go buy some pre-owned Hokas for half the price.
Hokas. I thought you said something else.
Hokas, yeah.
Hookahs,
no, Hoka the shoe, right? They can go buy some pre-owned one from Tommy Bernard that he got off the back of a truck or something.
We're dealing with Dalton. Those guys are tight.
Yeah.
Buddies.
Dealing with Dalton, the best friends. Yeah, the best friends for life. BFFs. Best shoe buddies. But yeah,
it's really the shoe tree that sells the shoes, so I have to.
No. I think reselling will be fine. I think people will spend less discretionary, on stupid crap, right? And unfortunately, that's the crap me and Carrie like to sell the most.
Exactly.
This Martian Manhunter is probably not going to move as quick in a recession.
You want to Agnes McKee first pitch? She's 90-something years old with a walker. You want that? It's $1. Take it.
You'd be surprised, y'all. Collectibles sell.
Escapism when you're feeling, and if you can get this Martian Manhunter for $5.
Especially these number 7 boxes full of decades of treasure. Thank you, Dave.
Yes.
I sold a flip phone. Kia Sarah flip phone.
You flipped the company?
You sold your flip phone?
Plus
Kevin, who are you going to call?
34 plus shipping.
Oh my goodness, that's pretty sad.
I tell you, vintage keeps going up. Used vintage still sells unless you bought it from Resellers.
So at this yard sale where I got called rake and profit, she accused me of not paying. Ooh. This is a common thumbnail on YouTube, right? Common thumbnail. She thought I stole it. She accused me of blah blah blah. Right?
Say that. I was truthful. She accused me of not selling. She was right in the accusation, but she's like, "You haven't paid for that yet." That's an accusation.
Okay. How did you prove her right? Did you actually pull out the footage?
You don't have to pull it out. It's right there. I never paid for it.
You went to the footage while you were at the sale, though.
No,
it's a good thumbnail, by the way. Kevin pulls it out. That's good for this.
I remember. Oh gosh, I remember not paying. Because I remember telling her, listen, I watched a video of myself today, and the lady tells me clearly it's $5 for the Cabbage Patch Kid. I grab the Cabbage Patch Kid, walk over to her, and I'm like, $2 a piece, right? And so people must think, oh, what a scammer, what a jerk. That was just what I thought it was. I just can't remember.
One thing I've learned today is that Kevin watches a lot of his own videos. A lot.
I edit my own videos. Oh, my goodness. Dave, you got a thought. What is it?
So $60 was what was in question. $60 for this bundle of items.
Did you go to
sale.
the footage? Go to the videotape.
Well, that's the cool thing is, yes, I did. I had the videotape. She knew I was like a picker, reseller, YouTuber. So we literally got to watch the footage back together and figure out if I had paid or not. So it was kind of cool.
You should have videotaped watching it with your phone and made it put it on the video.
I didn't think of it. That would have been... God,
it's like the commercial where the lady, their husband and wife, and they're traveling, and somebody forgot something, and she throws the flag and wants the replay. Have you seen that? And they go back and they replay them at the house, and he's like, "Yeah, I put it," and he didn't put it in the car. It's pretty funny.
Well, listen, the best piece of reselling content.
I sold something. Cool.
The best piece of reselling content that came out this week was not from any of us. It was actually, and I sound like a broken record, from Firebender. Did you watch his video with the confrontation? That was so good.
I saw the short. Did you make the short? By the way?
I made the short. Yeah, I made the short. I made that
was
for
amazing,
him.
Man.
Isn't that awesome?
It's terrible. That was gold for views. I hope it did well for him.
Is at 5.9K, which is more than he normally gets. I recommend you. I got falsely accused of stealing on his channel. And I have never met someone like this. This dude is just screaming at him, telling him he's going to whoop his beep, 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 like all these curses and stuff. It was crazy.
Why is the question?
Why is he mean? Because he thought Armin stole something.
Oh, is that what it was?
Sometimes people, in the video. When they're younger, they don't receive enough love.
Camera.
No, so Kevin, at the very end, it got kind of like boring and lame, so I took it out of the short. And who wants context in a short form, anyways?
No context.
If you want the context, go to the long form.
Shorts. No context.
Yeah, go to his YouTube and watch his long form. 9 minutes. It's not long, but it is like basically he thinks Armin and his friend were stealing from his booth at the flea market, and they weren't. And he was just freaking out, and apparently he was drunk and stunk like liquor and all this other stuff. So it was
long form. Go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. Speaking of like going back and watching somebody's videos based off a short, did you guys know you can now create a short from your long form videos? You can edit a piece out. You can't really do a lot of stuff you can typically do in a TikTok short or whatever. And then when it's up on the screen, the short screen, they just press the button and it goes directly.
You can do that on your phone, or you got to do it on a computer.
I think you can do it on.
You told me this. I tried to find it. I could not find it. I couldn't find it.
Yeah, you can create a short out of a long form. It might be.
It's under the editor tool.
Because
I did not
this
see
is a discussion amongst us. This is not a podcast.
Sorry, this is not a reseller.
Yeah, nobody cares.
But I want to make a point about, because you're talking about these young creators and whatever, and Firebender, and then there's Cam. I talk about CAM is the thing, but Camera Bowser, we all know.
What's his channel?
It's Cam, which is a terrible channel name.
CAM.
He needs to change it, right? Because like you type in that and it's like 8 million things come up, right?
It's just webcams.
Type in Cam Bowser, and then you can find it. But Art does shorter videos. Firebender does shorter videos. Cam's his video. I mean, he put out these 7-minute videos. He got over 10 minutes the other day, but everything's shorter. And so my play is to put out those ridiculously long ones, and it seems to be working.
Yeah, you want the ones that are playing after the people at the old folks' home fall asleep.
That's right. Just keep it going.
Just keep it going.
I really do want to make like a big long compilation and just see how it does. Like
2 hours though, 2 hours minimum.
That's how Dave's views all come, because they're on the next up video right after mine plays. Once they've fallen asleep, that's how Dave gets his views.
That makes sense. That's why I've had moderate success.
A lot of people are like, is this guy for real? And they'll just keep watching.
I live in a world where I don't even believe anymore that 50K can ever happen. Like there was this moment where I thought I had 50K subs back during 47.
It's the last time you got it.
Yeah. When I had 47,000 subs, I was convinced I was almost at 50, but then 6 months happened and I'm at 49. I don't know why. I'm done. I've reached critical mass on my success on YouTube.
No,
I'm hanging up the towel.
No, wait.
Never. I see
world's best
channels.
Recipes is coming.
I've been looking at certain channels that are years old and see just another explosion. That's crazy to me.
I
call it a Kev explosion.
Hey,
I'm
Rally
less than
Roots,
200 away from 25K.
I didn't hear what you said, Carrie.
Oh, no, it's okay.
25K?
I was listening to Kevin. Say your thing again.
25K?
No, I'm almost at 25K.
Yeah, you are.
It is a humble. I'm not humble about it. I'm very happy about it.
It's a straight brag. It's not even humble.
I know what I had to say. Remind me something about Reezy, but I want to say this. Congratulations, Carrie. But are you going to be there? Be there by the time this podcast airs? Because there's people on this podcast who don't sub. So go over there and sub.
127 away I am right now. So
okay, so yeah, be close. What are you probably gaining 50-ish a day?
I haven't done a short in a while. So if I did a couple shorts, I'd probably get there quicker.
Yeah, but those are just cheating, anyways.
It's cheating.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
It just gets
me millions of views. That's all. But they don't pay. So what are they?
I don't know. I made 24 cents on a short the other day on YouTube. Yeah.
Dude.
I get my
all right, so we got a
paid.
comment. We got a comment. We got a comment,
I don't
Kev.
think they even... No, they don't.
Yeah.
Who pays? YouTube
I monetize
shorts?
them. I monetize
I think
my
they won't
shorts.
let me monetize them half the time.
I monetize them, and they pay. It's like not much, like literally like a quarter.
Okay, important question. They don't care about your YouTube monetization, okay?
True.
You
We talk
fake
about that all the
resellers.
time, man.
Pink Coffee Treasures put a comment. I love the podcast, but I have a question for Kevin and anyone else that doesn't have a day job, such as Carrie. In general, as possible, if you need to, what do you do for health insurance? I think that a lot of people, that's like a hurdle for them.
Well, I haven't set up my affiliate link for who does my insurance yet, so I don't want to say, but...
A lot of people, that's a hurdle for. If you guys could, honestly, just what do you do for health insurance? Just help me out here.
I do a health sharing network.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's some out there.
Has it been good for you?
Well, people always, that was the big hurdle when I quit teaching, right? Oh, how could you give up insurance? I'm like, first of all, I'm a public high school teacher. So my insurance was me. They insured me. I'm like, I got to insure my wife, my whole family. Okay. And so it would cost me, this is years ago, it cost me about $575 a month to insure my family. I paid for it. I got it through my company, but I paid for it. And so to do the particular thing that I do now, it doesn't cost much more than that. It is totally different. It's not insurance, but you pay up front for stuff and you do whatever. It's definitely different, but it's worked wonderful for me.
And what do you use, Carrie?
Nothing.
Maybe you should look into Kevin's thing.
I probably should.
I'll tell you what.
Pay out of pocket when I have stuff. Yeah.
Reseller Information Network did not a whole show, but they did a whole section on this, and they gave a bunch of different good answers.
Oh, I'll have to check it out.
From different folks, and they all gave a different answer. I think all four of them gave a different answer.
And I'm already paying, like you said, I'm paying $600 a month at least.
I'll talk to you about it, Dave. And it may not be what you want to do, but I'm not
through my company. It's $600 a month to insure my family anyway. So it's not cheap. Like even if it was $1,000 a month, it might make sense. I just gotta figure out what that all looks like. So
for me, it wasn't
an
interesting question. I had to add me to it, obviously, but yeah, I had to pay for everybody else anyway, so it's like whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do it. Right. That's a great question. That's a big hurdle for a lot of people, and some people are in different situations where they just can't because of that. Whether they have pre-existings and Obamacare.
So here's another question. A lot of teachers have pretty nice retirement accounts. What are those called? Pensions, things like that. Did you leave all that? Did you give it all up?
So I was 21 years in, so fully vested, I guess, if you want to call it. At 25 years, you get a pretty good chunk of it. At 30, you get the whole amount. And so at 20, you get something. It was about roughly, it was less than 20% of what I would get if I stayed in for 9 years. Now, the kicker, though, is, and I haven't done it yet because I wasn't sure I was going to not go back to teaching, but the kicker is if you can take that money out and put it into, I can roll it over into some kind of IRA or something and just completely do away with that. And I probably should be doing that right now where the market is where it's at. So.
Right.
But
yeah,
my
brother left the union. He's a pipe fitter. He's in a pipe fitter union, and he left the union.
Plumber boy 682 on eBay.
No, he's not a plumber. He's a sprinkler fitter. Similar but different. But anyways, he left the union because, well, I don't know, just some drama. Went and worked with his buddy who's starting a company, but I found he left all his pension stuff behind. But he just found out he actually could go back to the union and finish it off. So, like with your teaching, you could go back, do 4 more years, right?
I could definitely.
And
I could go back and do 4 more years, and I would rather work at Domino's.
But are you now investing in a 401k or something?
I have
what are you doing?
Yes, we do a couple different things.
IRAs, things like that.
Roth, fully funded Roth.
Okay.
I mean, my wife just sent messages. She's right behind me sending me messages on my phone. Yeah. This is a boring podcast. This is not a financial podcast. He's just, ripping us on here.
Wow. How rude. Right. Listen, every now and then I like to talk about something that matters. Have you gotten your tattoo yet? Have you gotten your
I have
tattoo
not
yet?
gotten my tattoo yet, but we talked about it today, and now I'm starting to think maybe if I'm going to get the tattoo, I think I should just get. I watched this one guy on Instagram,
chest
and
and
he's like
sleeve,
a good old,
like an
he's
eagle.
like he's whimsical, yeah, he's whimsical and
It's a
whatever.
rocking
Carrie.
chair on the pec.
And his demo's got to be what my demo is, and he's got a sleeve, and nobody cares. So I'm thinking,
Okay.
you know what? Maybe I'll get a sleeve.
Should we ask
man.
Kevin where he's at? Where are you?
Where am I
right
at?
now? Like
I am
physically, where are you?
somewhere hidden.
Are you at Dahmer's house?
In I am somewhere in the dark
What
recesses
state?
of the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Okay. So is that what, North Carolina?
There's in a few different states the Blue Ridge goes through, but
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. But I was asking specifically. You're not willing to say what
No,
state
I
you're
don't.
in? Like,
Well,
how is
did
it
Dave
just making
show
a
up?
secret? Is this some Illuminati crap going on? You can't even tell us the state
Well,
he's in?
Yeah, he took the goat head
coming
off
over
right
there.
when we started the podcast. It was
He's
weird.
got no pants on.
I don't want eBay's going to start putting our information out there everywhere. Dave, you did a terrible video. You should
Oh,
have
it's so
you
bad.
should have done
So
it
bad.
just like you did for this podcast. My response to Commonwealth Picker's response to
I
what's the
should've,
other guy's
dang it.
what's the other guy's name to whose response?
Flip the world.
Flip it ain't easy.
Yeah. And then
Dude,
Carrie
I just,
could've done the
Kevin,
response
I just
You
wanted
are.
to do a video about it.
You are really, really feeling competitive juices towards flipping ain't easy.
No, oh yeah, that
Yeah,
dude
why
just
are you so
trounced
jealous of
me,
that
I
guy?
think
man.
he had one
He
video bigger than
trounced
yours.
me. Trounced me. Good for him. I mean, hey, he beat me to the punch. I didn't even know he did it. I got to give that dude
You
some
heard it
props.
here first, guys.
And-
Kevin's got beef with flipping ain't
No,
easy.
Yeah.
you ain't got- listen,
He's a wonderful guy. I can't believe
actually
you feel that
listened
way.
to his after, and he did a good job. He did a good job. It was impressive. It was
Note
good.
I
how
did
he
a
didn't
horrible
say,
job.
Note how he didn't say better.
No,
He just said good.
It wasn't
Okay,
whimsical.
so hold on. I was trying to be slightly informative. So I talked about the Reseller Information Network, or not that. No, I talked about that act, whatever it is.
Informed consumer.
Informed consumers. Okay, but I also had this customer request to change their address on an order. Okay?
Yeah.
And I had said, hey, you're not supposed to do that. You have to cancel the order, have them reorder
Nope.
because it's not. But apparently that's no longer
You don't
true.
have to do that. It never
No
was
longer
true.
It never was true. What do I
okay,
know?
So
Nothing.
This
Don't
is
come to me
what
for
I've
information.
learned. Well, look. I'm sure some eBay person would tell you that, right? But what I've heard for years and years and years about that is if you have if there's a record of it, of them saying, "Hey, send it to this address," because they can read all the messages, right? So eBay just goes in there and says, "No, you said send it to this address," and they'll find in your favor. So I don't know. Somebody's going to correct me if I'm below. But if they've
that's
written
what I've
the
heard as
address,
well.
if
Yeah.
they put it in the messages, I'll be like, sure, I'll ship it to you. Whatever, no problem.
Yep. Philly Flopper messaged me and told me I was wrong and that was
Well,
the case.
there you go.
So,
He knows.
oh well, he knows. Kevin, I see you have 100% feedback again, which means you got your negative feedback removed where I
told you I
couldn't,
would.
and it was for the same exact thing. So, can I have your secret influencer number or whatever you're using to
I
get this
don't
negative
have
feedback
one.
removed?
I gave you a number, didn't I?
Maybe give it to
It's
me
not
again.
a
I don't.
secret number, but
It didn't work.
Okay, well,
didn't work.
There is a number I use, and there's a
Carrie,
method
you
I use.
have
but you have to be a
30
Patreon member to find out.
36 negative feedback. I don't know if you
No,
saw that.
he
Yeah, that's
does.
just this month. Though.
That's
That's
only
this
36
week.
1 month.
negative feedback.
Plumber Girl 3 is,
What do I have? I don't even know.
doing terrible on eBay.
I have
Are you still a
90
power seller?
I don't know. I'm not a power seller. No.
Are you, Kev?
A power seller?
Whatever they call it. Top rated.
I'm a
Top
power
rated,
seller,
yes.
but not top rated.
There's no power. They don't have.
No,
power
he's just
selling.
powerful, he's saying.
I don't know
Top
what
rated,
I am.
top rated seller. Yeah, I'm a top rated. So it doesn't really make a difference if I don't do single day shipping because it doesn't
I
show
don't
up.
even know how to tell if I'm top rated anymore. Where do you even find that? I'm not going to find it either.
All right, you go
I
into
have
your
4
store.
negatives in the last year, by the way. Just in
4
case
negatives.
people-
That's actually a lot. I,
I
bet
should
they're all
read
for
them.
shipping late. They're all for shipping late if I know Carrie.
Processing and handling time.
Yeah.
Lo mismo de siempre. El vendedor considero que el costo. Yeah, so one was in Spanish.
What does that mean, though? You speak
He
Spanish.
says
Translate.
the same as always. The seller considered the cost of shipping, and then I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
He doesn't speak Spanish.
It
It said I canceled it, which I don't think is what happened. So I'm not quite sure what they're talking about. 'Cause
I
don't
did
know.
watch your goal video, Carrie, where you
Oh,
did your
thank you.
2023 goals.
Thank you.
and
You were
figured
the one.
I noticed that you couldn't resist bringing up how many degrees you earned in the
Oh, yeah.
2000s.
Did I really?
That was an
I don't even remember
you did,
doing
yes,
it.
extensively. You talked about your degrees. I have 3 degrees.
I did not do that. I don't
Yes,
think I
you
did.
did.
That. When?
You 100% did that, Carrie.
I
You're
have
obsessed.
No
You're obsessed with your
spent
degrees.
a lot of money on those. I don't remember doing that though.
You did it. You did it.
When
Yes.
I was talking. What was I talking? I don't remember.
You were just talking about how you spent the 2000s in college and you'd stay there forever if you could, and that you got 3
that's
degrees.
true. Well, I did get 3. I
He
didn't.
found them at the bins.
I have to mention it once in a while.
I love it. You don't even know you're doing it anymore.
I don't even remember doing it. That is the funny part. I have no clue that I did it.
It's like a justification for your lifestyle. It's like, I'm not a loser, y'all. I
have 3 degrees.
I did through the bins, you know.
Yeah, it is. But you guys are in the same lifestyle, so you can't talk much.
Yeah, that's true. Where's that?
Well,
Dave
Dave
does have a
isn't.
full time. Yeah, Dave has a full time.
I go back.
Respectable job.
I do lean on I was a high school history teacher for 20 years.
Exactly.
I lean on that.
You have a crutch.
I don't know if Brandon wants me to tell you this, but he told me he is now earning more from his Liberty University online side hustle than the public schools.
Oh, I have no doubt about it.
Yeah, that's just like something he does on the side. The public schools are paying him significantly less.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of public schools are creating, online learning things where the teachers are the best teachers. A lot of times are leaving the classroom. I mean, it's just an absolute recipe for disaster in so many ways. It's so hard to find somebody, and they're having to raise, teacher pay, which nobody wants to do ever, but they have to because there's nobody going to go in the classroom. Did you see a 6-year-old shot a teacher?
No,
in Virginia.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Horrible.
It's crazy.
I mean, I think that he's basically to the point now. Like, he just needs to make a little money on eBay, and it's like,
and he can't make a little money on eBay.
Well, he can. That's what I'm saying. Like, once he gets consistent, he's like seriously thinking about leaving. Well, if he could watch Rake and Profit's mom, he could learn how to make a bunch selling on Amazon. So that's
I mean, he's your best friend, and you can't teach him enough about how to make money on eBay.
He's just what's the word I'm looking for?
Just tell him to send his wife out picking, and he can stay home and list and ship. That's what he'll do it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I did call him. I said, yo, because he did a video where she was doing the picking, and I was like, dude, you got to do more videos of her picking because she picks some really freaking interesting stuff. Like, really interesting, the stuff that she's picking, and it's stuff that like I would never even touch. The stuff that, like doilies, like little napkins and stuff like that. I'm just like walking by, and she's like, I sold these for $80.
Well, and watching people, like I would have never picked up so much mid-century modern stuff that Don started picking up. And this last video, I'm picking up like Homeco seagulls and stuff, and I'm like, gosh, and they sold just like that. So I've got to get a little bit, and I've been doing, some of that lucite, some of the crazy lamp lady stuff. I started to pick up a little bit here and there. I like to think I'm getting better at it. Maybe.
I went to an estate sale, and the lady was talking about how basically her family got screwed by this estate sale company, right? And like,
surprise.
It was an interesting one. I hadn't heard this story yet about an estate sale company. Basically, they priced everything super high, which obviously we've heard, and then they're gonna like keep stuff or whatever. But they didn't talk about that. They said everything was priced super high, but then the lady would bring her friends in and price everything at 90% off for her friends while they were there.
Right.
And then everything for everyone else was super expensive. So I've never heard that before, where her friends are coming in, getting everything for 90% off, and everyone else is paying like
After
way
the
above
fact?
retail.
After
During the sale. Like, literally, they'd walk in, grab something that said $100. She'd be like, oh, you can have it for $5.
Ooh.
To her buddy, right?
Yeah.
And while the owner is like watching, like it was like her mom's stuff or whatever, and she sees her doing this to her buddies. That's that $100 price tag. You gave it to her for $5. Like, what the heck is going on? That's pretty weird. That's a weird one to me.
Definitely bad business. But
and then she was complaining about it, and a bunch of people that were there, because this is Florida. Everyone has dealt with these estate companies. They're like, oh yeah, we've worked with her. She's horrible. Like, there has to be a breaking point, a tipping point where these people just start failing, right?
Well, it's word of mouth. How often do you need an estate sale company, right? And so,
true. And once every. Yeah, whatever.
I mean, we had, and we didn't talk about this, but we had an estate sale company want to sponsor the show. Y'all remember that?
Oh yeah, whatever
and
happened
whatever.
to
And
that?
I was a little, I wanted more info because it was like a nationwide kind of thing. Where I'm like, gosh, because some of them, man, are just shady as all get out.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and Carrie, you used to do
which,
estate buyouts after the estate
Yes,
sale.
I had a buddy who would. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead with you, buddy.
I had a buddy who would buy out estates, and he would pay like I'm talking next to nothing for these estates. It was insane, $400-$500 for complete estates with chock full of furniture, bedroom sets. It was insane because they didn't want to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go in and we would. I mean, there was several different deals I had with that gentleman throughout the years. At one time, I was taking everything I wanted and splitting it 50-50 on eBay. I just overdid it. It was I bit off more than I could chew. And then I just went to picking the stuff I really wanted to deal with, and he gave me a great deal. But working with the buyout companies are amazing.
Well, and it goes back to what I said about if somebody invites you into their home and you're the expert and they're depending on your knowledge and that is a totally different scenario. And that's the same thing with a estate sale company, in my opinion. I mean, take your percentage, take your cut, but try to sell everything, be honest about it, show everybody the back end, what happens with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of shady things they do because sometimes they overprice stuff because in the contract they get everything that doesn't sell for free.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's a lot of nuance to that, and you got to find a reputable company that's worth dealing with.
For sure.
So I found this listing when I was at a yard sale, and basically they had this Disney item for sale, and I was like, okay, let me look at the comps and try to decide if I should buy this. And Kevin just disappeared.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
He's back.
This is the listing I found, and I was really thrown off by the sale percentage. Okay, it's this Mickey Mouse, $45. It's 80% off. Originally $225. Have you ever done an 80% off sale on your eBay store?
No.
I've done some aggressive ones. I don't think I've done 80 though.
Well, and that's a lot of people.
Do you think they priced it way above market and then did this? Like what?
Look, if there's comps out there, it doesn't make a difference. I mean, it doesn't make a difference. But I will say that there are a lot of people whose strategy is to do just that. I mean, we talk about Reseller Information Network. They know. They do it. A lot of them do it, where they'll purposely price it 25% over the market, and then they'll take 20% off or whatever it is immediately.
Look at this red velvet Christmas stocking, $10, 80% off. It's now for sale for $2.
Well, look at that Jim Shore. Like they're saying it was $400.
I would like to know what
like
the
it's too
real
much.
comp
400
should be. Maybe they're just trying to sell out because they got to move in 2 days.
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe not. I'm curious to see. So the way we'd find out is looking at those comps and seeing what those things. But if it is truly comping out anywhere close to that, it should be sold already. And if it hasn't, we should buy it and resell it.
They don't know that that's isn't that from the Addams Family? It's not just some creepy doll.
That looked like Uncle
By
Fester.
the way, should be
not Uncle Fester.
right now. Addams
what's his
Family
name?
stuff should be going up.
Morticia's the wife.
Husband. Yeah.
No, look, there's the comps, Kev. $45, $30. Okay. So he's got it listed as like 280% off for $45.
That's a strategy then. And
that's crazy. Literally listing everything at 80% more than it's worth or whatever. No, it's more than 800. I don't know, Carrie, you're the math guy. You've got
yeah. I don't have a math degree. Trust me. So. I needed tutors for that.
Anyways, yeah, I thought that was an interesting thing, though. 80% off sale and just price everything way, way high. Bizarre. A bizarre tactic. Maybe it's working for him. Yeah. Anyways, that was pretty much everything I had. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we sign off for the night? Thank you for listening, and make sure you subscribe and all that.
Just spay and neuter your cats and dogs, guys.
Amen.